Welcome to another episode of the MemcycoFM show. Today we're doing a really crucial deep dive into a high-volume automated threat. We're looking at how highly optimized SEO poisoning and fake search ads are driving these massive account takeover or ATO chains.
That's right. And our mission today is really to give you, our listener, a shortcut to getting up to speed on this. For anyone leading security operations, this isn't just, a marketing or a brand name problem.
Yeah.
It's about a fundamental failure in how we've been approaching ATO protection. We're going to unpack why those defenses we've built around the perimeter are, well, they're completely missing this.
And what we can do about it.
Exactly. And what preemptive controls actually provide the resilience we need now.
And I think the central finding from all our sources is pretty undeniable. SEO poisoning, using these fake search results in malvertising. It has become a mainstream delivery method for credential theft. This is no longer some niche manual fish. It's an automated industrial scale threat. It's targeting your most valuable customers. Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it. Let's start with just the basics of how effective this technique really is. The sophistication is what gets people. It's what allows it to compromise even really experienced users.
Right.
Attackers are basically inserting themselves into the most trusted entry point we all have, the search engine. They're manipulating organic results, they're manipulating paid ads, all to push these fake websites that perfectly mimic real brands.
And the only goal is credential theft.
The only goal.
What's so shocking to me is the level of technical trickery they use to make these sites look real and, I guess, stay hidden from the search engines themselves.
Oh, they use some really powerful techniques to get that invisibility.
Like what?
Well, they absolutely do. Take domain abuse for a start. Attackers will often leverage expired or, hijack domains that already have some search authority built up.
Okay, so they're piggybacking on an existing reputation.
Exactly. By using a domain with a clean history, their spoofed site just looks instantly more credible, both to you and to the search algorithms.
And then you have cloaking. I think our listeners would appreciate a bit more detail on that. How can they show a perfectly clean site to a Google crawler, but then a malicious login page to a real person without getting flagged instantly?
It's some pretty sophisticated IP-based trickery, usually, and user agent manipulation. So when a known search engine bot hits their URL, the attacker's server sees the bot's signature.
It knows it's Google.
Right, and it serves up some harmless content, maybe a generic blog post or just a placeholder page. This fools all the automatic indexing systems. But the second a human user clicks that exact same link after searching for, say, official bank login, their IP is recognized as a regular customer, not a bot, and they get served the malicious credential harvesting page. They are actively defeating the indexers.
So they're using cloaking to fly under the radar and domain abuse for that instant credibility, which means these poison results can, and often do, appear above the real brand's link.
Often as sponsored ads, which adds that little extra veneer of trust. Even if you look closely, the branding, the layout, it's designed to be a near-perfect match.
And that terrifying efficiency connects directly to the full ATO chain. It all happens so fast.
It's incredibly swift. It starts with that search manipulation, which leads to user redirection through the malvertising. That redirect lands them on the credential harvesting site. And once they type in their details, boom, those stolen credentials instantly enter the dark web economy.
And from there, it's replay attacks on your actual site.
Exactly.
And the scale here really drives home that we're dealing with an industrial operation, not just, some opportunistic hackers. The sources mentioned a 6-month investigation that found a 60% surge in these campaigns. It compromised over 8,500 systems.
That volume is staggering. And if you look at how the industry is responding, it just confirms how persistent the attackers are. Google's 2024 Ads Safety Report said it blocked over 415 million scam ads.
415 million.
In 1 year. And removed 5 million advertiser accounts for promoting these fake sites.
That's just an unbelievable number. To put that in perspective, 415 million. That's over 1 million scam ads blocked every single day.
Every day. But here's the fascinating part. That high volume of removals isn't actually a sign that the problem is under control.
What do you mean?
It's evidence of the attacker's persistence. They can generate new accounts, new spoofed domains, faster than they can be taken down. They only need a few minutes of visibility in the search results to harvest enough credentials to make it all worthwhile.
So even with all these takedowns, the attackers win on pure velocity and volume. Which brings us to the really crucial question. Why are all the cybersecurity investments we've made failing to stop this?
And here's where it gets really interesting. The core limitation is all about visibility and timing. Traditional brand protection tools, they operate too late. They're just fundamentally reactive.
Reactive meaning?
Meaning they only detect this kind of SEO poisoning after the attackers have already collected the credentials.
So the alarm bell only rings after the crime's been committed. You're just playing catch-up.
Precisely. And the most critical missing element, the thing that makes them late, is referral path telemetry. Traditional tools, they see a user arrive at your genuine login page, or they see stolen credentials being replayed later on.
But they don't see the journey.
They can't see that moment the user was redirected from the poisoned search result, whether it's an organic link or a paid ad to the fake site.
Can you make that a little clearer for our listeners? What exactly does that referral path telemetry show that we're missing now?
Okay, so it's the full chain of custody. Traditional systems just log something like, user arrived at login. Telemetry gives you the critical context. It says, user arrived at login after clicking a sponsored ad on Google that came from this suspicious domain 5 seconds ago.
I see.
Without that referral path, the attempt on the fake site is basically invisible to your entire defense ecosystem.
Okay, and what about our typical perimeter defenses? WAFs, endpoint protection. Why can't they help here?
Unfortunately, no, not at this stage of the attack. Perimeter security is designed to inspect traffic coming to and from your genuine domain. The phishing site exists completely outside your perimeter.
Of course.
It's using HTTPS. It's got its own domain. There are just zero artifacts for those systems to inspect. There's nothing for them to see.
That perfectly sums it up. There's this massive gap where no defensive layer is watching what happens between the search engine and the fake login page. So if timing is the problem, let's talk about how we can actually beat the clock. Let's talk about shifting to a preemptive defense.
It absolutely has to be preemptive. For any CISO listening, the goal has to be shifting from post-breach reaction to, well, detection at the earliest possible stage. Protection has to start with suppression, and it needs to end with advanced deception.
Okay, so what are the specific techniques needed to stop this at the point of click? Let's break down those 4 key concepts for our listeners.
Right. So the first step is just fixing that visibility problem we talked about. Number 1 is low reputation referral detection.
And this isn't just basic logging.
No, not at all. It's about capturing that rich referral path telemetry as users arrive from search results and paid ads. This is the new foundation.
And what does having that foundation immediately do for, say, a SOC team?
It gives them immediate, actionable intelligence. The SOC team can instantly see which users were exposed, the suspicious search source, and that whole redirection path.
So you can act faster.
You can trigger enforcement actions like step-up authentication or even an automatic session block before the attacker has a chance to reuse those stolen credentials. You're moving the defense line forward.
Okay, that makes sense. So next up, how do we confirm this low-rep referral is actually a high-fidelity impersonation attempt?
That brings us to number 2, website cloning detection. This flags high-fidelity replicas of your real website, the UI, the structure, even the CSS code.
Okay.
But the critical part here is that it links that cloning detection back to the referral source. We don't just see a fake site exist somewhere out there. We see a specific user arrived at this specific fake site from this specific malicious Google ad. It exposes the entire impersonation chain.
And that connectivity is vital, because if you have the full chain, then you can initiate the takedown, which is obviously crucial.
Precisely. Which is number 3, SEO, poisoning disarm. This is the actionable suppression piece. It means rapidly escalating the incident to registrars, to search engine partners, to get that attacker's site suppressed as quickly as possible.
And this is where that collaboration between security and the digital or marketing teams really pays off, right?
Absolutely. Security teams, they measure success in how fast they can get something taken down.
Yeah.
But the digital teams benefit enormously. You're preserving brand equity, you're protecting conversion funnels, and you're recovering all that organic traffic that was being hijacked.
It turns a security problem into a clear business win.
A quantifiable one.
Okay, finally, let's get to the most advanced technique, deception. If a user is fooled and they try to log in on the fake site, how do we make sure the attacker gets nothing of value?
This is where decoy credential injection just completely transforms the outcome. It turns the attacker's own operation against them. Imagine in the past, a CISO gets a report about a fake login page. All you can really do is wait for the breach to hit your internal systems.
You're just passively waiting for an attack you know is coming.
Now imagine the attacker celebrating. They think they have a fresh batch of high-value logins from your customers. When they go to test those stolen goods on your real site,
They're not using your customers' credentials.
they're using credentials that your defense system created for them.
The decoy. So the moment they try to use that decoy, what happens?
The instant those poison credentials hit your genuine login endpoint, your risk system flags it. It knows that's a known, traceable credential. It's like a threat beacon. You get immediate forensic visibility into the device, the session, the location used in the attempt. It just limits their window for theft while giving you full intelligence on their infrastructure.
That is a huge shift. You're moving from just waiting for a report to actively feeding the attacker-controlled information that leads directly to their exposure.
It's crucial. And this whole discussion really highlights that to reduce exposure, security and digital teams have to coordinate around these shared signals.
The silos can't exist anymore.
They can't afford to because this attack chain crosses both of their domains.
So if we pull all these threads together into one central key takeaway for our listeners, what would that be?
I'd say prevention has to happen the moment a user moves from a search result to a fake site, not after the stolen credentials are replayed. This defense isn't just about, external brand hygiene anymore. It is now a core, non-negotiable part of your ATO protection strategy.
A profound thought for you to carry forward, especially in a landscape where attackers can regenerate these spoofed domains and advertiser accounts at, well, automation speed. Given how important that referral data is, what immediate steps can you take to unify that telemetry with your existing risk systems? Think about that visibility gap and how you can close it.
Thank you for joining us for this essential deep dive into preemptive defense.
If you're looking to replace legacy controls with preemptive defenses against SEO poisoning and credential harvesting, we encourage you to book a Memcyco demo and discover the insights global enterprises are gaining from real-time visibility. We'll see you next time.